Yeah. You gotta turn me up in the headphones some more. A little bit more. This is Tina. Turn me up, Cruz. So many motherfucking hundreds, you gotta make it part 2. I'm not in competition with my homies, I'm whipping in competition in the boat. I knew my opposition never knew me, they wouldn't be opposition if they know me. I made a proposition to my hitters, I told them to knock it down if you owe me. I did the side round, hitting, bidding, we moving. Got pounds in the 40, them niggas got down. We was holding my homie a out now, so we on it. I was like 16 with them back on me deep in the field like it's power water. Running the shit, seeing niggas crack on me when they got real, try to slide on it. I made some meals, put the guys on it, we keeping it real, niggas not. And my homie is savage, I put in a casket and I'm mad at him cause he died on us. Just left his viewing and I told his mom every time that she cry, we gon' slide on it. I look you niggas right there in the eye and I ain't surprised you ain't ride for us. How would you feel if you bust a mill with some niggas and they suicide on you? How would you feel? When you so lit that you can't tell if the love real. If I can't tell you nothing, I tell you how I thought feel. Then you ain't rich, nigga, your stash can pay my drug bill. Pussy. Nigga, this expensive pain, pullin' expensive range. Nigga got expensive chain. He got drug money. That's the expensive game. I got expensive shooter. He got expensive aim. You know it's loud Uzi. That's an expensive name. I'm going hard on my back to the wall. I was like, damn, just pumping and faking. There's no way they matching me up. Who really gon' see me if we getting busy and we saying rap when it's ball? I won't even burn this, I go triple platinum and they saying that was a walk. Hey. I sent my rollie up to a rich mill in the kitchen with some young niggas trying to tell them how this rich shit really feel. You ain't never been in the field with them late nights off in the grill, them quick white locked in the cell like Shawshank, no bitch. I was a rich nigga in prison. I was shutting up, niggas running around. I was a rich nigga on the mission. I was motivated, I was watching movies, I was putting a nigga in the picture. I was chasing me when they said I couldn't, I was hard-headed, I ain't listen. Kinda glad that I never did it. Now we all made it out the trip. Yeah, all of my money is blue, all of my money is blue. Giving me this, I'm supposed to go get the money and keep doing favors and give all my money to who? You keep telling me niggas, keep telling you what? Why they be running to you? Why every time niggas talk about me and it's bad, they keep coming to you? I never got that part. Nigga know you my man, but every time you wanna talk bad about me, he come to you and you come to me like a hoe ass nigga. Slap the shit out you. Fuck it. Woo! I got enemies. I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies. Got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy. Dead. I got enemies. I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies. Got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy. Dead.
$500,000 Kenya shillings. That journey starts now with Qualifier 1 beginning today. The teams that signed up for Qualifier 1 will be duking it out on 4 maps. This is the Pro Series Gaming Mobile Masters Finals. 20,000 Kenya shillings on the line today in both Battle Royale. 9 seconds. Wazzy Ju is running down the clock, but
He wins, he plays
the time,
down.
but he gets the snipe. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
What a way to win the game.
Oh, the last 3 seconds. Are you kidding? Swept through, and it's finally going, settling the way of the yellows. Malawi threatening exactly what everyone did not expect they do, and that's a comeback. Jones holds from the low ground, and ex-wife spot out a snipe from a long distance. What can he do there? Whoa. Oh, get one shot off! Oh my goodness! Can he finish the job? And to find an inch into the hill. Destroyed. Malawi hold the line. Malawi hold the line. Malawi hold the line for a comeback. Malawi hold the line for a comeback. It's 206. They come back.
That's right. Now, your first matchup of the day, or rather of this evening, is Therapy Esports versus Ace Gaming. Therapy Esports face off against Ace Gamers. Ace Gamers versus Therapy Esports. What you're seeing right now was the group stages. Therapy Esports beat out Bot Force. Ace Gamers beat out Aimless in those group stages. The Old Gods beat out Ace Matrix, while Scythe Esports beat out Destined Esports. So in the second matchup of the evening, this semi-final, we'll have Old Gods facing up against Destined Esports. But first, Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers. I am your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abu Dhabi, and I will be guiding you through this journey of Call of Duty Mobile. These are your weekly up and gunning scrims. These are your weekly up and gunning scrims. The month of July begins now. First one of the month of July. Therapy Esports up top with Switch Season, the guy with the Asian characters there. Ronin, Casa and Weirdo for Therapy Esports. Ace Gamers yet to join the lobby. Ooh, that's a bit bright, isn't it? It's a bit bright, isn't it? I put in the fancy split screen. I'm your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abu Dhabi. Your weekly up and gunning scrims begin now. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers going first. Sorry guys, I'm trying to sort which room these guys are going in. Seems there's a confusion of there's a bit of confusion on the rooms, but it's being sorted out and we can get this show on the road. For starters, let me just show you the matchups again. So the group stages looked like that. Therapy Esports were facing up against Bot Force. Bot Force fell out early. Ace Gamers faced up against Aimless. Aimless fell. The Ace Matrix faced the Old Gods. The Old Gods moved forward as Scythe Esports beat out Destined Esports. Setting up our semi-finals nicely, starting us off tonight. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers, our first semi-final. Our second semi-final sees the Old Gods face against Scythe Esports. Just repeating, Therapy Esports face up against Ace Gamers in our first semi-final matchup tonight on the first July up and gunning weekly scrims. The first July up and gunning weekly scrims. Easy teams is our RP1 These are mostly Nigerian, South African teams. Somehow East Africans don't seem to take the risk of joining these lobbies, fam. Sorry, trying to preview the stream. Of course, the first modes, the modes of the day are usually hardpoint, search and destroy, and if necessary, control. That is in the semi-finals. The semi-finals is a best of threes. The final sees a best of fives. Best of five in the final. But the semis have a best of threes always. me try and message the guy who was inviting me here that I'm Okay, let's take this from the top. Denzel representing Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers. Therapy have Denzel, Kicks, Lone, Shiloh, and T Black towing the line for them up top. Ace Gamers have Ronin, the man with the mysterious Chinese characters. I won't even bother trying to read those. Casa, Weirdo, and Switch Season. Hardpoint on Firing Range. Our first venue. You're gonna forgive me today, I don't exactly have my regular mic. I don't exactly have my regular microphone today. But either way, I will deliver. Once again, for those just joining, this is Therapy Esports. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers. Therapy up top, Ace Gamers down below. I am your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abu Dhabi. We'll be guiding you through this journey, this Call of Duty journey. Tonight, as always, the Up and Gunning Weekly Scrims brought to you by 10 and 80, proudly partnered with Carbon. Carbon helping you make responsible financial decisions. One last time before we get going. This is Hardpoint on Firing Range. Hardpoint on Firing Range. Going full screen now. One player has been kicked out. As we get started, we're getting ready to get this show on the road. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers to start us off. First semi-final matchup of the day. Always a doozy. Always a doozy, this one. First semi-final matchup of the day. We're about to get this show on the road if the players will start, and they have. They've kicked it off. We're going into Hardpoint on Firing Range. To start us off, Hardpoint on Firing Range. In blue, Therapy Esports. In yellow, Ace Gamers. In yellow, Ace Gamers. We start off on Firing Range, a bread and butter map in the Call of Duty series to kick us off. Let's get this show on the road. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers in yellow begins now. First contest, the very open point. This map, bread and butter in the Call of Duty series, sees kicks, caught off, trying to flank by the man with an... I'll just call him the man that shall not be named. Right now, Ace Gamers taking a lead, not a firm one, as the hill still under contest, the first one by Therapy Esports. Shiloh taking the high ground. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi with a Holger. As Therapy now taking a lead by hardpoint standards, not a big one, not insurmountable, a lead of about what, 10 points, not big. None of these teams are walkovers, pushovers by any means necessary. The man who shall not be named, the man with those Chinese characters there, doing his part to hold the line as the rotations coming through. The situational awareness from Ace Gamers. They know they've been beat on that first hill. They have been beat on the first hill, capturing the second one. And he gets caught off by kicks.
We've taken the lead.
Can he complete the take? Moving carefully with the chopper. That fortress. Aim. Pre-aiming. Doing so catches Casa asleep at the wheel. Takes it for Therapy to maintain the lead. Slim as it may be, but a lead nonetheless. They find room for backup. Weirdo slides into the wrong DM, but actually slides into the right one. Catches kicks asleep at the wheel. But he gets killed off, leaving Ronin to try and fend off that. Alright, try and contest. Casa finds his way in there. The backup from the man who shall not be named. Kicks. The chopper, pre-aimed, caught by the SKS from Casa. Trying to catch off Denzel, who will win the gunfight. Lone will try and rotate into the mid shed.
Hostile predator missile inbound. Hardpoint identified.
As Switch season rains hell, dropping 2 for the price of 1. Ronin left
We lost the lead.
to do the job of capturing the mid shed. That little shed still has no backup. Might be facing Denzel soon enough, who's making his way slowly. Now has 3 men behind him.
We've taken the lead.
The yellows far off.
We lost the lead.
Therapy still in the lead. Taken back all too quickly, as Ace Gamers now for the first time in this matchup have the lead. The contest comes through. It's still a small lead, but Ace have a thread of hope to hang on, but they're still in this fight.
We tied for the lead.
It's neck and neck. A wall-to-wall brawl here. 66 on 65.
Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone
As
inbound.
sincerely, it's not obvious at this point who's going to take any control of this game,
Identified.
because they keep...
Capture.
They're still all too close. Shiloh now holding solo for the final few seconds as his team rotates to contest for the next hill. He's going to try and go long on that Holger, but catches nobody in his sight. On the other side, it's still going the way of Therapy Esports, who have control of the next hill, or the final hill in this sequence there. Can they hold a full 60? As they're about to hit the 100 mark, Therapy Esports. Therapy about to hit the 100 mark. Significant. Well on their way to taking a firm grasp of this game. The last 20 seconds going the way of Ace Gamers, keeping their foot in the door. 98 on 70. Nobody completely being walked over in this hardpoint match. Every Slayer doing their job. 100 on 81 is the current score. Blast Tyson on the outskirts will go and try catch Casa,
Capture the objective.
who's playing Predator far off. He hears him. Sneaky man. Can he do it? He goes in. We'll catch him asleep at the wheel, Casa. Go to sleep.
Hostile capture hardpoint. We lost the lead.
As Blast Tyson does his job, does his role for the team. The rotations come through. Back to hill number 1, where it's all too open. Anyone's game. This is where the streaks come in. This is where if you have those streaks, it's time to use them.
Contested.
Sitting ducks.
Hard point.
Everyone is a sitting duck on this one. Trophies will be working overtime here. As that marksman rifle from Casa. Unprecedented. It's unprecedented how effective that thing is. How effective it is as Lone knows someone is catching him there. Well centered on the water tower, but Shiloh saw him.
Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Still has the Holger with him, going in for the rotation, prioritizing that. Shiloh still prioritizing the rotation. The comms, wish we could hear them, but they're working overtime clearly for Therapy Esports in blue, trying to prioritize moving forward into the next hill early enough, but can they hold the line? That's the question. The man who shall not be named still holding from the outskirts, frustrating on the respawns, goes back in to get some scrap time on the hill. For Ace Gamers, faces up against Shiloh, goes long on the CBR4 and catches Shiloh. Now then, back in the lead. It's Ace Gamers, the Annihilator comes through. The Annihilator coming through, but he's caught up by Lone, of all people.
We lost the lead.
Was nowhere within range, but somehow caught him out. The streaks still coming through now to clear the hill by any means necessary. Therapy Esports getting desperate here. Nobody at the 200 mark yet, but it's still dragging along on these scores. This hardpoint match is not moving along at all. The rotations onto the next hill, the mid shed. Hidden hill number 3 as kicks early for the side of Therapy. Ace force their way through Casa. Casa wins the gunfight momentarily, so Switch Season will go in as backup, but still on the Annihilator, fighting his own battles on the outskirts. Weirdo is in there with Ronin. Shiloh will come in from behind. Shiloh caught his man, but got caught out by Weirdo. Weirdo doing well to defend by any means necessary, but gets dropped in the end. But just in time for Switch Season to come and keep the hold. They still have a chokehold on this particular hill. Ace Gamers now well on their way to the 200 mark. Last 10 seconds of this hill as we rotate to hill number 4. We rotate to hill number 4. We rotate to hill number 4. Still anyone's game. Lone down there. The man who shall not be named drops him. Falling behind Therapy Esports. Their game not proving to be therapeutic either. At this point, the collapse coming in all too clearly.
Friendly predator missile.
Casa goes in to ensure 200 is theirs. But just yet, says Shiloh, not yet. Ronin has something to say about that. Weirdo and company come through. Lone spoils the party, but they're already at 200. The contest comes through. Casa versus Lone. Lone hid in the corner, wins the gunfight, but dropped by Switch Season. Wise to his act, the Vortex gun being sprayed but doesn't catch any target. Switch Season and Casa doing well to defend that lead. Final 7 seconds. Back to hill number 1, the very open hill. Zero cover. Time for the streaks to rain hell. Casa trying to hold, trying to get on the tower actually. The man is trying to get onto the tower, but he could not find enough cover. Shiloh catches him.
Hardpoint is ours. We lost the lead.
Weirdo is already up top in the tower. Shiloh dispatches, does away with him all too easily. That effort ineffective as the Blues keep getting caught out asleep at the wheel. Blast Tyson can do nothing but spray aimlessly, hoping and praying, but gets caught out either way. They're 1 at 150. 50 points to 200. They can still catch up, but they need a full 60 at this point. Therapy have fallen behind officially as we're approaching GG's in a situation that sees Ace Gamers with a chokehold on hardpoint. We are on firing range. First matchup of this semi-final. Therapy Esports in blue. Ace Gamers in yellow.
Hardpoint locked down.
Kevin Kibb talking a big game there in chat, saying that you could take them all in a fight.
Friendly
Next time, sign up. Prove that next week. For now, it's Ace Gamers in the spotlight
hostiles have
as they're well on their way to take the first game of Hardpoint in this semi-finals. Ace Gamers about to push it GG's to segue nicely into Search and Destroy as Ace Gamers take their first official win. Their first official win. Ace Gamers take the win on Hardpoint. Mad. Therapy Esports. Therapy tried to put up a fight. They had it until 150. They choked when it was both at 150 and 150. 150 and 150. Therapy Esports, for some reason, collapsed at 150. Either way, we segue nicely into Search and Destroy. We move nicely into Search and Destroy. SND, a particular favorite. I've not made it any secret throughout this year that I love SND and why I love it. It's a proper test of communication where people flex, especially snipers. Who doesn't love a good snipe? The kind of snipe that makes a grown man go. Either way, Therapy, for them, this is redemption. Their chance to stay in the fight. This is it. They lose, they're out. The spectators' bench is their portion. Receive. But redemption could be theirs on Search and Destroy. A change of tact will be necessary, of course. Let's see if they have the balls, the cojones, the snipers necessary to put on a show for us on Search and Destroy. A bread and butter map in the Call of Duty series. It's standoff for your entertainment. For your consideration, we give you standoff on Search and Destroy. God knows I love that. S&D standoff. I love it. I love it. This one is sure to see someone will peek at the wrong time. That's a guarantee. Someone's gonna peek at the wrong time and we will catch the snipes. We will catch the snipes. We must catch the snipes, man. I'm gonna be here for it. I'm all for it, man. We're gonna catch the snipes here. I am all for the chaos on standoff, man. There's a certain point. I don't know if it's the A point on standoff. I think it's the A point. That someone always gets caught on the sniper. Always. Then gunfights happen around the tank. It just... Standoff has become a very predictable map. That's why everyone chooses it. It's such an easy map. Or so we think. We think it's easy because we know it so well. That's a big mistake. That's where we get it wrong. You think you know the map, you forget the other guys know it as well. Either way, we're gonna see. As we head into standoff, each team trying to find their super sub. Therapy, up top, having just lost Hardpoint. having two super subs, T-Black and Windblade, coming through. Ace Gamers still waiting for their one person. Will it be a substitute? Yep, it is. It's Crypt. Crypt Resurrect. Crypt Resurrect comes in as the super sub for Ace Gamers. As now we can segue nicely into the lobby. Once again, I am your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abu Dhabi. Live from the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. This are your weekly up and gunning weekly scrims brought to you by 10 and 80 in proud partnership with Carbon. A recap up top: Therapy Esports just lost Hardpoint to Ace Gamers down below. The gladiators for Therapy Esports, Denzel, Kicks, Lone, T-Black and Windblade, the last two being super subs, not having any involvement in the Hardpoint match that they just lost. For the side of Ace Gamers, the man that shall not be named since we literally cannot say his name with the Chinese characters there, Crypt Resurrect comes through as a super sub, Casa, and the other two we'll see right now momentarily, being Weirdo and Switch Season. For the side of Ace Gamers, this is Search and Destroy as we head into standoff for game 2 of this semi-final. In this best of 3s rather. This is game 1, the first semi-final, as we head into standoff. It is one more time, or maybe the second time, Therapy Esports in blue versus Ace Gamers. Delivery of the bomb charged to Ace. Therapy in blue. Up top. Who's sniping? Switch. Gonna try and snipe here. On the other side, T-Black still sniping on his own. Weirdo also holding a sniper. Plenty of ballsy action here. Who goes in first blood? Will they catch anyone? Nobody's peeking. Nobody's making a mistake early enough. Sneaky, man. Nobody's doing exactly. And Lone falls to the man who shall not be named. Oh my goodness. Crypt drops Windblade as Therapy fall like dominoes. T-Black left alone.
The bomb has been planted.
He's on the clock. In the same building as Weirdo, man. Same building as Weirdo. Oh! Hit marker on Crypt, but Crypt catches him on the CBR4.
It's not over yet. Ready up.
No sniper action for us there. No sniper action for us there.
Defend the objective. The enemy has the bomb.
Still, Ace Gamers for the delivery of the bomb. Switch Season trying to catch someone asleep at the wheel. Can he? Perched on the car. Tosses a throwable. Crypt again catching Windblade. T-Black going back to the spawn point. Going to try and catch someone in the back alley. Can he? Smart move, but nobody home. Nobody home to receive as Weirdo catches Lone. Switch Season catches Kicks. We missed that. And T-Black receives from Switch Season. What?
But it's not over yet. Ready up.
Oh, come on.
Enemy has dropped the bomb.
Okay, now we're sticking with them.
Destroy the objective.
They just might do it again for us. The A point, that's the one I was talking about, yes. People always get caught, and someone just got hit marked by the nade. Oh! Denzel sends it to Switch Season.
Drop the bomb.
The SKS was his mode of delivery of that message. The trades came through. It's 4v4. Weirdo. Gonna try and catch someone up there. Ooh, God damn it. Crypt. Actually, it's Denzel caught out by the man who shall not be named. He catches Lone as well. As Crypt catches. Nice. He caught T-Black. Crypt caught Lone. And Weirdo caught Kicks on the snipe. Fast action.
Bomb spotted.
Oh man, yeah, we keep missing them, man. They keep dropping like flies. They're dropping too fast. At some point, you miss the kill cams. Weird on the other side. Oh, kicks, drops to a nade. Kobe. Yes, yes, for Casa, the weapon of choice. On the other side, T-Black. Gonna try and catch someone on the facing the tanks. It's Casa behind the tanks. Ring a round of roses. The gamer's lone falls to Crypt. Over the tank, and Casa catches him. Nobody home to receive. And yet again, the Therapy Esports completely collapse.
Ready up. Enemy has dropped.
They're dying too fast to catch anyone on the kill cam. Now I'm going to have to stick with Crypt because he keeps getting the kills on this CBR4.
Destroy the objective. Bomb acquired.
Switch season. Delivery of the bomb. These guys rush A. Ho! Jesus. Gonna try and catch anyone. Windblade caught out by the man who shall not be named. Crypt catches a person. Obviously, lone dropped switch season as they choose to wait it out with kicks. Corner to corner. Covering each other's back. Smart move. Weirdo versus Denzel. Weirdo ducks out, but Crypt catches him. Kicks dropped by the man who shall not be named as Lone left again to fend off a 1v4. Oh, come on. Fending off a 1v4 takes one. Sees Weirdo, but dropped by Casa.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet.
Ah.
Ready up.
Therapy Esports.
Bomb spotted.
Taken apart, and not even systematically. As in, they're being taken apart systematically. But this
Destroy the objective. We got the bomb.
is something else. A complete squash. Right now, roles reversed. Windblade charged with delivery of the bomb. T-Black caught out by a grenade from the man who shall not be named. Kicks by the A point. On the other side, Casa with the SKS sees Windblade. Windblade retreats, gonna meet Weirdo on the other side. Weirdo drops Wind. Are you kidding me? As Denzel have to fend off an attack from Crypt. It's GG's. Search and Destroy is over. Ace Gamers completely.
Ready up.
No music. Because what the hell? Did not go according to plan. The script. What the hell? Therapy.
Draw. Stand down.
Therapy Esports completely cleaned out in what might be the fastest search and destroy matchup we've seen in the up and gunning series. I don't think we watched that for more than 5 minutes literally.
It's aiming on the beat.
Either way, Ace Gamers move forward automatically now. They won Hardpoint. They had to claw their way from Therapy Esports in Hardpoint. But that is not the Therapy Esports we saw in Hardpoint. Whatever happened in Search and Destroy, that is not the Therapy Esports we saw in Hardpoint. I don't know what the heck that was, man. I don't know what the heck that was. Punishment Pro Max successfully delivered by Ace Gamers. Punishment successfully delivered. The Brutus device has successfully connected. Ace Gamers move forward to the final. We go into a second semi-final tonight. Our second semi-finals sees the Old Gods, who beat out Ace Matrix in the group stages, The Old Gods beat out Ace Matrix in the group stages, and Scythe Esports who beat out Destined Esports. So Scythe versus the Old Gods. Familiars from the month of June, they face off in the second semi-final. The Old Gods versus Scythe Esports. Once again, I'm your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abudabi. You're watching the up and gunning weekly scrims brought to you by 10 and 80. Live from the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, live from my bedroom, man. I will be guiding you tonight through this journey of Call of Duty premium action. We just saw Therapy Esports take on Ace Gamers. Ace Gamers clawed their way through Hardpoint, but completely squashed on Search and Destroy in the fastest S&D match I've seen in a long time. Fastest S&D match, period, man. That. Mercy killing. Mercy killing. Therapy did well in Hardpoint, but it did not translate in Search and Destroy. Changes will be necessary for that. They might do better next week. For now, I'm gonna wait for the next lobby right now. Next lobby coming my way should be from what I showed as the Old Gods versus Scythe. The Old God versus Scythe. Let me get myself into that lobby really quickly. First, let me just show off that beautiful CDL skin, man. My God, ooh la la. Let me just show you. Come on. Yeah, full screen on that stream. Ooh la la, beautiful CDL, the Call of Duty League skin. Call of Duty League. Okay, I'm done showing. I'm done being a child. Forgive me. Alright, going into the lobby for Old Gods versus Scythe. Let me get myself into that lobby really quickly. The choice of map for these guys on Hardpoint is peculiar. It's Summit. The snowy Badlands is the destination chosen for this Hardpoint face-off. The snowy Badlands chosen for this Hardpoint face-off. Let me just take a look at chat really quickly. You says this is search and kill, not search and destroy. Man, those guys were not even. There was no objective being played. Nobody was playing OBJ at any point. Ace, at some point, it looked like a practice session. They were hunting deer. The bomb don't get planted and dying. That, as in the speed that we couldn't catch anything on the kill cam because 3 guys would go out at the same time. It was. Therapy did not have a good S&D game. Let's just put it that way. Therapy did not have a good S&D game. Period. They did well in Hardpoint, but S&D, whew. Kobe, Elting, yeah, the nade tossing. Black Ops 3, yeah, that's standoff. We're live on the 10 and 80 YouTube channel. This is Pro Call of Duty, delivered on a weekly basis on the up and gunning weekly scrims, brought to you by 10 and 80 Esports, proudly partnered with Carbon. Multiple streams going on for this one on this channel. You might find Call of Duty going on at the same time, PUBG going on the same channel, and Free Fire as well. Plenty of esports action taking place. For now, we wait the Old God versus Scythe. The Old God up top with Moriarty, Mascongrio, and Taco. Down below, Scythe with Elting, ooh, from chat. You, I'm Hispanic. How are you though? And me. Not me. Me. They keep joining up. We wait patiently. The second semi-final about to begin. These are the Old God versus Scythe. The Old God versus Scythe. Saturday night. Premium Call of Duty action being brought to you by 10 and 80. Let's keep the show on the road. This are the Old Gods versus Scythe. The Old Gods up top. Such a cool name, Bana. Such a cool name. I hope their gameplay delivers though. I hope it delivers. Moriarty, Mascongrio, Mascongiro. What the hell was I reading? Mascongrio, Mascongiro. You know, I thought it was going to be some knee-deep African name. What's wrong with me? Mascongiro, Taco, Cabasso, Mascongiro. Elting, you, I'm Hispanic, Sue, and me. The Old Gods waiting for one of their teammates to join up. Then hopefully we can get this show on the road. Summit will be the venue for Hardpoint, the face-off on Hardpoint. Still waiting on one of the players from the Old God, Moriarty Mascongiro, who had just learned that's what his name was. I had to read it out slow. I don't know what the heck I was reading. I don't know what's wrong with me. Mascongiro, Taco, and Cabasso. Waiting for one of the teammates for the Old God. Elting, you, I'm Hispanic, Sue, and me for Scythe. Let me just drop an emoji here, something, since chat is so quiet. Waiting on one of the teammates from the old god still. That's Zero who just joined up. I was actually about to ask. I was about to ask very serious questions, and I think we can get this show on the road. That is assuming Zero is not going straight into his setup to try and create a loadout right now, because that's what Call of Duty guys start doing, creating loadouts last minute. I don't have a loadout for this. I don't have a loadout for this. I don't have a loadout yet. Chill, let me create loadout. You had all day, man. Yeah. And we're off. We're off to the tracks. Let's get going. 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 Hardpoint. On Summit is the venue. The snowy Badlands sees the face-off for the second semi-final between Scythe and the Old God. Scythe and the Old God face up on Summit, the venue of this gunfight. The snowy Badlands. Mask on Gyro in the building. Yes, he is. Mask on Gyro. Let's just see if his name is worth getting a shout out. If his gameplay will be worth getting that shout out you've given him. Kevin. If the shout out you've given him is worth it. His gameplay will tell us. And finally we can get this show underway. Hardpoint on Summit. The Old Gods versus Scythe begins now. The Old Gods in blue. Scythe Esports in yellow. The contest comes through for the first hill. It's yellow early on, kicking us off. Scythe take a lead. Mask on Gyro gets a few kills in. 2 kills rather. But still no foothold on the actual objective. The contest comes through. Elting is in there along with backup. Taco and Mask on Gyro finally do get a foothold into the hill. Can they hold? That's the question. 20 points for Scythe Esports so far. The contest still in, 10 points away. The Old Gods follow through, still contesting, stopping the clock, but only momentarily as it goes on. Mask on Gyro doing well for the situational awareness to know they're going to the next hill. Very predictable hill, this one. Very, very predictable here. Taco trying to back his mates up. Sees you, drops him. Me. Sees you, sees me. Those names are gonna really mess with me. Right now, you, far off from the hill, fresh off the respawn, gonna take the high ground. Sees Zero caught unawares. Mask on Gyro might catch him on the reload, but no, you wise to his act. Reflex is working overclocked. As the yellows, Scythe, take the lead. Extended by like 20 points. Cabasso and Mask on Gyro dropping trophies to defend. 20 seconds in. About to catch up. Two comes through, goes prone. You catches him from the high ground. Obi-Wan Kenobi, but gets dropped in return. I'm Hispanic goes freshly AFK for Scythe, giving them a one-man disadvantage there. Scythe now fighting with 4 men basically. Elting with a Kali sticks catches his man. That's Taco. And unfortunate to be on the receiving end of those Kali sticks. Moriarty and company with Zero overwhelming him. Elting could only do so much to defend. I'm Hispanic back into the fight. Full team now to respond to this resistance from the old gods who refuse to submit. The old gods refuse to submit. Mascon Gyro goes in for the contest, doing a solo effort, but Elting stops him in his tracks. Zero does well to back him up just in time, but he might face a two-man attack here for the last 20 seconds. Sue and Ami Hispanic by the door, takes cover by the pole, but it won't be enough. Hispanic and Sue going for the contest, but Taco and Cabasso doing well again to respond. The hill goes back the way of the Blues, who now for the first time, the old gods have the lead. Rotations though will not be on their side. That hill is so far off, and Mascon Gyro has his work cut out for him to face off an attack of multiple yellows from the side of a Scythe. But he's doing well to prevent that attack. Dropped last minute by I'm Hispanic. Hispanic dropped by Moriarty in return, who backed his teammate up at the right time. Taco and Zero playing defense the right time, but Zero left the hill at the wrong time as Elting plays Vulture, goes prone. I'm Hispanic as the backup there. Still in there, doing well to defend. Taco tries to stop the clock but fails. Scythe looking to take back their lead. This is clearly going to be like the last match. A push and shove, wall-to-wall brawl as we now have drawn things out 70 on 70 yet again. They took back their lead. Scythe closing in on 100. Mascon Gyro caught out by you. Last 5 seconds of that hill. We rotate to right back to where it started really. Cabasso now AFK on his side. This is surely going to hurt the old god. Surely going to hurt them. Barely contesting for that hill now. Right where it started. Their work cut out for them. Is he back? He is not. Taco goes in for the contest. Careful. Covering his corners. Wins the gunfight against you. Can he stop the clock? Setting a foothold in there. Catches me. Catches him Hispanic. Elting drops him in his tracks. Moriarty comes towards the backup. They finally take the hill, but momentarily so. Doing well to hold even with 4 men. Cabasso still out of it.
Hardpoint locked down.
Surely they'll be hoping he gets back and doesn't completely lag out. They will definitely be hoping he doesn't completely lag out, because that might kill their game. Effectively kill their game. On the other side, Scythe, full numbers, brute force. Already have 3 men on the next point. Mascon Gyro tries to force his way in, and unfortunately so, the worst has happened for the side of the old gods. They just lost Cabasso. Mascon Gyro now overclocking himself to try and clean out the hill on a solo effort, dropped by Elting, who's still working overtime for his team. 20 kills to his name. 2 and company backing up in the back alley. Me on the other side holding the front. But keep dropping over the top. Rogue Spider-Man Mascon Gyro goes up top. Finds his way into the hill momentarily. So final 15 seconds, but only for the contest. Not enough to take it back. Last 10 seconds. 140 on 97. Almost effectively done. Well on their way to 200. Now Scythe Esports. 0 gives chase to 2. Taco dropped by a nade from Elting. Well aimed, by the way. Well aimed. You know how rare it is to just catch someone off. But anyway, you can just hit somebody with a nade in this thing. It's so chaotic and hard point. Peeps could be clustered up within the hill and just take them all out like dominoes. But right now, well on their way to 200. Well on their way to 200. Being dropped off, cleaned out at this point, barely contesting. The old gods suffering losses brutally. I dare say it's smooth sailing at this point for Scythe.
Hardpoint is ours.
Who are not exactly facing much resistance in holding the hills. In fact, they're prioritizing rotations now. Taco and company. Taco are well ahead to go into the next hill to try and prevent what might be a really heavy attack now. They both come in downhill, or rather uphill, for the side of Scythe. They drop Taco finally. Zero comes towards the backup to try and keep holding the line. But he might have turned away at the wrong second as Elting and Taco will force their way in. It's Elting and Sue rather who force their way in successfully, with me completing the trio rather. Mask and Gyro to come in and for the defense, but can do nothing against that attack. The numbers overwhelming them
In the lead.
as the old gods can do nothing but hold on for dear life. Literally 4 on 5. Being clobbered now. They held out for as long as they could, but that loss of Cabasso has killed their game effectively. 232 on 107 is the score. We approach GG's to close this out. Hardpoint as Scythe Esports
Hardpoint.
about to finish this on hardpoint. It is about to be game over effectively. Hardpoint to segue into search and destroy now. 3 points in, 2 points in. The contest comes in momentarily, but it's closed out. GG's. Scythe take the win. The old gods fall due to lack of numbers. What a sad way to lose that one, by the way. They actually stood a chance, but losing Cabasso killed their game effectively. Oh my god, they held on.
Draw. Stand down.
They held on. And now the old gods will have the disadvantage of having to really perfect their game on search and destroy. You don't want that kind of pressure going into SND. You do not want that kind of pressure going into SND. You don't. Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers saw Therapy lose by a close margin, close-ish to Ace in the first semi-final. Now Ace had Therapy on the ropes in Search and Destroy. It was down to Search and Destroy for Therapy Esports and they were cleaned out. You don't want that kind of pressure on Search and Destroy, man. That's not the game to walk into with pressure. But they need cooler heads now. The old gods. The old gods need cooler heads. Right now going in for Search and Destroy on Raid. Interesting choice, Raid, really. Okay. Alright then. Once more into the darkness once more. The old gods, represented by Moriarty, Gravity as the super sub, Eeyore, Eeyore 2, Cabasso and Zero showing the line for the old gods. 2 super subs for the side of the old gods. Interesting choice. When you're on the back foot, radical changes are required. Will this be radical enough? Elting, you, Hispanic 2, and me still toe the line for Scythe. No changes on that roster. No changes to that roster. The confidence remains with those ones. As we go in to search and destroy on raid right now. Just a reminder, the old gods just fell in search and destroy when they lost Cabasso. That one-man disadvantage pushed them over the edge. And that was it. Their game was done and dusted. They didn't have it in them. And now they seek redemption in search and destroy. I'd say no pressure, but I'd be lying. That's a lot of pressure to carry. That's a lot of pressure to carry into search and destroy. Kisei Talks says the old god for SND 100, 100%. He places his full confidence in the old god for search and destroy. Remains to be seen. We see that in a moment when we get in to raid. The action begins now on raid. The action will begin now on raid. The action begins now on raid. As we wait for the full roster to come in, the first countdown begins now. Search and destroy. The old gods in blue with their super subs.
Defend the objectives.
In yellow,
They have the bomb.
Zero and Eeyore seem to be out of it early. And right now the first shots have already been traded. Me carrying the bomb. Elting dropped first by Cabasso, who delivers first blood. Two holding a sniper will be looking to catch somebody. Me goes in to put the old gods on the clock. Zero. They are on notice. 40 seconds to take action. 3v4. Cabasso and company left with the task of responding to a bomb that's already down as gravity falls. I'm Hispanic, wise to his act, catches him unawares, asleep at the wheel as gravity falls as well. The trade's coming through. 2v2 as things are evened out. Eeyore catches Hispanic. Me versus Eeyore and Moriarty. 2v1. He catches one. Moriarty goes in just in time for the defuse.
Bomb defused.
Just in time. Literally just in. He literally caught that one just in time. The old gods take in an early lead on search and destroy. 5 rounds to go.
Enemy has dropped the objective.
Well, if it was their first step to redemption, they've done so well. For a first step to redemption, they've done it well. Elting gonna try and catch gravity. He does. It's no longer try. Oh, but Eeyore trades in on Elting. Eeyore sees you. You saw him first. The FFAR only grazed him. You on the other side with the FFAR as well. Same weapon here. I'm Hispanic, having the Kilo 141 demon song. Me putting the bomb down, putting them on notice, and he gets dropped before he could put he will put the bomb down. Cabasso does well to do so as I'm Hispanic cleaned out. Okay. Kisei Talks. You might just be onto something there. You might be onto something there. Scythe being outclassed 2 rounds in a row. You on Eeyore, leaving room for a 1v1. 10 seconds to take action. You still has to pick up and deliver the bomb. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, buying for time. Cabasso does well to do so. Nothing left. 2 rounds
Nice work. Get
for
ready
the old
next
gods.
round.
Hardpoint went to Scythe Esports. Scythe took Hardpoint Prince.
Defend the objective. They have the
They
bomb.
took Hardpoint, if I might add, because Cabasso lagged out of the old gods. Otherwise, they were neck and neck. So a 4v5 disadvantage killed the old gods. Gameplay in Hardpoint. Right now, me delivering the bomb sees 0 by the A point. Completely surrounded, 0 doing well to cover. Moriarty already down on the side of the old god, 0. Still left with that CBR4. No trades yet. As Eeyore falls while taking down Sue. He's gonna try and commit to that attack. Goes into the pool area. Sees Elting. Elting caught a sleeper. The real Hispanic does well to respond. It's a 3v1. Cabasso sees me. Oh, me. Almost cleaned out, but tries to respond too soon before he healed. 2v1 now. You and Hispanic. I'd have said hand holding, but they've just left each other momentarily. Now back to hand holding. They're going to need to take the bomb. Action has to be taken. Cabasso moving slowly, biding for time, making his movements count, but he might have gone the wrong way.
He has the bomb.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second to plant the bomb. It's GG's. Oh my god, how did he?
Nice work. Get
They
ready for the next
bought.
round.
Oh my, they played for time. Okay. The old god really.
Defend the
Okay,
objective.
Kissy
They
Talks,
have the
you
bomb.
really were onto something here. These guys actually are playing really well. They're playing very well. Doing well to buy for time in 2 rounds. 2 rounds in a row. Scythe could not muster up a response to plant a bomb at any point. And they still had superiority in numbers, if I might add, in both rounds.
Lost the bomb.
Except the second round was a 1v1. 0 against
Enemy
Sue.
has dropped the bomb.
0 on the other side, going long on that CBR4. As Scythe now mustering up a response, they took down 3 players on the other side. Still up 3v3. What am I saying?
Lost that round,
Oh,
but it's
no.
not over yet.
Scythe respond in kind, 1 game their way.
Bomb spotted. Destroy the objective. We got the bomb.
Oh, okay. I thought Sue had lagged for a second there. Like, what in the name of karma was that? Trophy down. Moriarty waiting in the wings. By there. Sneaky man. He's gonna wait for them to peek their head. Sees me. See me. Got him first. It's a 4v3. As falling behind in numbers, the old god suddenly.
The bomb has been planted.
Bomb down. 3v2. Cabasso reduces the deficit. 2v2. Gravity. See, my catch. Elting caught
You now.
facing the wrong way. Hispanic gonna going for a ninja defuse. No longer ninja as the old gods extend their lead
Bomb
with
defused.
plenty of time to go.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Complete collapse in communication for the side of Scythe there.
Enemy has dropped the bomb.
Complete collapse in communication from Scythe there.
Destroy
What was
the
happening?
objective.
They had control of that round. Elting holding the sniper, that Koshka. Give us action, but this might be the wrong map for that. Wrong location. As Gravity and Moriarty are the only ones left. 3 players falling like dominoes when it's their turn to plant the bomb, putting down the bomb. And not so easy a task, but Moriarty will do well to drop Elting, who just dropped Gravity. Me, versus Moriarty. Me caught asleep at the wheel. I will flip if Moriarty cleans out a full team, but Hispanic douses the flames.
It's not over yet. Ready up.
Now playing the role of terrorist. The old god.
Destroy the objective.
Finding it an uphill battle to plant the bomb. They move for the A point. Me will be waiting in the wings for any faces to show. Sue caught by Cabasso. First blood on that round. Moriarty goes long, catches Hispanic. Me still waiting in the wings at the A point. Sees Cabasso. Eeyore waiting. Sees Eeyore dropped. The trade's coming through. He might catch Gravity. Gravity! Somehow lost the gunfight even having the upper hand. Oh my goodness, Me might have leveled this. Moriarty with a 1v1 against you and loses it.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready up.
Don't tell me. We might be witnessing the comeback and the collapse in one sitting.
Destroy
If the old gods are not careful,
We got the bomb.
we might be looking at the comeback and the collapse in one sitting here. Cabasso holding the bomb for the old gods, as suddenly the reality of a loss setting in. Blows Trey dead. Me shoots at Cabasso. He retreats. Goes high. Eeyore versus Me. Eeyore on the QXR wins the gunfight. Me might have started again as suddenly we are facing a 2v2. You retreats. It's Moriarty in pursuit. Cabasso putting Scythe on notice. 40 seconds to take action. Me on the other side is gonna go quiet. Sees Cabasso. Cabasso down. Now Moriarty left. 1v2 versus Me. Dropped. No way.
Bomb defused.
Scythe respawned. They refuse to go quietly. Kisei talks. Your multi-bet is burning as we look at it right now.
Check. The enemy has the bomb.
Kisei, your bet is burning. In Kenya we say bet inaungua. And your bet is burning hard. Delivering the bomb, it's still Cabasso. Takes down I'm Hispanic. As now the old gods desperate to respond, they lose 2 men. On the other side, Hispanic falls. Only 1 loss for the side of Scythe, who now have some momentum in their step. Elting drops 0. Long distance on the sniper. Cabasso on the defense, desperate. Doesn't know where the bodies, the shots are coming from. Sue might get caught, but Elting responds and catches him. He was drawing out his fire. Moriarty left alone. 1v4. The comeback and the collapse. I was joking. Flashbangs himself.
Bomb defused. Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready up.
What is this? What is this?
Destroy the objective.
The change in talk from 2 minutes ago where you said we still got this to how to God no, please no. Kisei. Eeyore falls to Sue.
Lost the bomb.
0 falls. Gravity drops you to try and trade in. Desperate now. Hispanic. Moriarty and Gravity try to regroup. Hispanic dropped by Moriarty, who retreats. Gravity sees Me, gonna give chase. Me drops. Oh my goodness. Reverse Uno. 2v2 now. Down to the wire. This could close this out. Closing it out. This could close it out for Scythe. Cabasso and Moriarty. Holding hands now. Elting and Sue. Splintered. Might not be wise. Cabasso retreats from Sue. Moriarty gonna give chase. Elting versus Cabasso. Cabasso drops to Sue.
The mission. Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Oh God. 4-1 became 4-5. But now it's 5-5.
Defend the objective.
As sending it down to the wire, the old gods not going quietly, determined to see a control match. This is round 11. Elting by the corner. Careful now. Nade tossed, nobody home to receive. 0 by the A point. Cabasso. I don't know what the heck is happening here, but he's freshly returned. Elting about to get caught by Eeyore. Eeyore traded in by Sue. Hispanic dropped, me dropped.
Standing.
And now you left alone as the old gods sobered up and now have superiority in numbers. Scythe, for a moment, were about to send us to the finals directly.
We got the bomb.
But it doesn't seem likely anymore as you left alone to face off against 4 men who are now forcing their way in. Gravity falls. As you falls, we're going to control.
Get ready for the next round.
Feel it coming in the air, hear the screams from everywhere. I'm addicted to the thrill. It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem? Tell me now. Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight. Who's gonna run this town tonight? We gonna run this town.
That matchup had everything. That matchup had everything. The old gods had it early, but somehow 4-1 became 4-5, where Scythe brought it back.
Stand down.
Hey, you guys are madmen. You guys are madmen. What the hell was that? My word. We go straight into control. We're going straight into control. Straight in control now. The old gods versus Scythe. None relenting. The old gods needed this in a match where I said it. Walking to search and destroy with pressure like that, it doesn't do you any good. But somehow they had a 4-round lead, which they almost lost, which they actually lost. The old gods were this close to shitting the bed, but they brought it back. They brought it back. They did well.
Life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. So I keep
They did well.
doing my own thing. Walking tall against the rain.
Control goes back to standoff. Now this is a mode, a baby between search and destroy. Not search and destroy, between hardpoint. Yeah, hardpoint and SMB. Shared lives and zones to capture. Right? Yeah, SMB hardpoint. That's. Either way, 30 lives shared on one squad. 2 points. One team plays capture the point, the other defends. The disadvantage is within those 30 lives. One team can choose to completely go for the Slayer mode and have you waste your lives out. Either way, the old gods have given us a show. They almost lost it, and they brought it back. That was one heck of a show. Alright, we're waiting for whatever we're waiting for to get into control.
If I take these hands, would you cancel all your plans? I got all the plans for you.
Let me just put the mic on.
I got all the plans.
Start guys, start guys, start guys. Come on, start.
Would you cancel all your plans?
As we go straight into control on standoff.
Would you pull up on a man, do it on demand? If I take all of these hands,
Once again, this is the Up and Gunning Weekly Scrims brought to you by 10 and 80.
I got all the plans.
You are watching the Old Gods versus Scythe.
If I take all of these
Hardpoint went to Scythe.
all your plans, I got all the plans for you.
Not saying anything about control, not making any bets, nothing bold anymore. Kisei talks. No bold bets this time, man. Come on, fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. As the countdown comes in, we're going in for control to close this out. The second semi-final comes to an end now. We must have a winner. It all comes to a head now. All that effort. It closes out now. In blue, the Old Gods. Moriarty starts off hot. In yellow, Scythe on the back foot, losing lives. 28 and 26 is the life count. Right now, the defense of the zones charged with that responsibility is the Old Gods. For the taking, the uptake, it's Scythe who have to take control, and well on their way, it's Hispanic on the A point, getting some scrap time in there. They're still on the clock to constantly be within those zones, and they're well on their way. A half taken, but cleaning out. The cleanup job from the Old Gods coming through. 19 on 19 is the lives count. The life count coming through as the teams seem hell-bent on going for a killer. Oh my goodness, they're going straight for the jugular right now. They're not on in terms of the life count. The objective isn't even heavily on the life count, as right now the objective isn't even heavily on capturing the zone, rather, for Scythe, because they're doing it as a by the way. Right now it's complete and utter chaos on each hill. The B point left, they're still on the clock. Right now, with everything left to lose, the Old Gods have to defend. Basically, I can round this down to 10 lives. And one B point completely untouched. Yep, 10 lives. 11 apiece as the trades are coming through swiftly. 1 life apiece. They are going brawl for brawl, wall to wall action here, as it's complete pandemonium. Now with the B point quarter way taken by Scythe. The clock stopped, halfway taken, life count 5 on 5.
running out of lives.
Yep, 5 on 5. It's going down to the wire. The life count, the cleaning up from the old gods. They clean out the B point. Nobody's in there from side to collect. Nobody to stop the clock. It's down to the wire in lives. No respawns now for the old gods. 4v5. Unless they trade in. 0 falls. 3 lives on 5. Cabasso and Lag surely about to get caught asleep at the wheel as Hispanic drops Lag. No, it's Cabasso. Left. 1v2. Oh my goodness. Scythe.
Lost that round, but it's
Take
not over.
round 1.
Ready up.
Control its first to 3. First to 3 wins. Team deathmatch game plan. Clearly. At this point, these guys are not going for the point. It's a by the way. They're using it to stall for time, but not a key objective here. Sue already with his streaks in. The A point now for the capture.
Lost the lead.
Going the way of the old gods who have not even quarterway taken the A point.
Drone inbound.
Actually, they haven't even taken the B point. As the A point getting cleaned out, they choose to try and send a body to B. 24 on 26. They are quarterway taking into Cabasso responsible. So will be coming through that door shortly. Cabasso catches him, but Hispanic catches him facing the wrong way. Hispanic gonna go in for cleaning. Not really. He can't clean. It's already quarterway taken. They passed the checkpoint there. 21 on 25 is the current life count. The advantage in life swinging the way of Scythe, who so far have the momentum of taking 1 win on control.
Friendly predator missile inbound.
Streaks raining hell from you. 0 on the back alley catches you. 13 on 23 lives as the old god suffering heavy losses in this particular round of control. 10 lives left. They haven't taken a point. They're not even close to taking a point. The closest one they have a foothold on is the B point, and even then 30 seconds left to try and stop that clock. 20 seconds. Their life count 7 lives left. Heavily on the back foot, halfway taken the B point. They've stopped the clock, but it's up to Cabasso to completely finish it as Sue comes in to spoil the party and clean house. 20 seconds left to try and send a body in there. 4 lives left.
Hostile hunter
The
killer drone
old gods collapsing. Nowhere near the B point. 0 at the A point now to stop the clock. With Eeyore, me comes through. The gunfight engages. 1 life left. It's only Moriarty against 19 lives. Safe to say it's GG's in 3, 2, and 1 to close that one out. A safe win for Scythe.
Lost
2 out of 3.
It's not over yet. Ready up.
He said, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for laughing at your pain, but that depressed emoji you just dropped, I'm sorry, man. The old gods have fallen behind. Now it's up to them to defend yet again.
Lost the lead.
Elting falls to 0 early on.
Taking the lead.
1 life advantage, but the trades come through. Cabasso drops you. Eeyore doing well to try and contest its Hispanic early with Elting
Capturing A.
on the A point. Almost halfway taken. Quarterway taken already. Checkpoint on the halfway mark. As they're almost fully taking A, Eeyore comes to contest, but it's no dice. Not even close to winning the gunfight. Elting. A objective taken. I lag.
Enemy down. Target down.
Dropped. Eeyore goes up top, but he's looking at the wrong point now. The B point is where it's at. 14 lives to 26 as the old gods have fallen behind in life count severely. Elting goes in for the contest to try and take in the lives. He's dropped.
We've taken the lead.
Hispanic is not close to home, but me is backing him up. I lag left alone to defend. Caught asleep at the wheel by me. Theo will come through that door shortly, but caught again by me, who has his streaks well in hand, raining hell into the hill, Elting and me, making it safe for all the yellows from sight to keep control, sending it to GG's their way. This is about to be closed out entirely. It's done and dusted.
Ready up.
Done and dusted. Done and dusted as the final is set. The final is set. The final sees Ace Gaming face up against Sight in the final. Ace Gaming faces Sight in the final. Ace Gamers versus Sight. Ace Gamers versus Sight finals. I'm gonna set up the lobby really quickly. I'm gonna leave them to set up the lobby really quickly. I'm gonna take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
$500,000 Kenya shillings. That journey starts now with Qualifier 1 beginning today. The teams that signed up for Qualifier 1 will be duking it out on 4 maps. This is the Pro Series Gaming Mobile Masters Finals. 20,000 Kenya shillings on the line today in both Battle Royale. 9 seconds. Wazi is running down the clock, but
He wins.
he
He
the
plays
time, but he gets the snipe. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
What a way to win the game.
Oh, the last 3 seconds. Are you kidding? I swept through, and it's finally going, settling the way of the yellows. Malawi threatening exactly what everyone did not expect they do, and that's a comeback. Jones holds from the low ground, and ex-wife spot out a snipe from a long distance. What can he do there? Oh, get one shot off! Oh my goodness! Can he finish the job? And to find an inch into the hill. Destroyed. Malawi hold the line. Malawi hold the line. Malawi hold the line for a comeback. Malawi hold the line for a comeback. It's 206. They come back.
I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies. Got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy.
Dead.
We're back. Sorry, that's the delay on my end. Also watching the stream on this end. The final sees let me just show you how we got here. To segue nicely into this one. Yeah. Therapy Esports, this is what you're seeing is the group stages. The group stages started off this way. Therapy Esports faced up against Bot Force, proving the Bot Force was filled with bots, and they beat them out. Therapy Esports secured their place in the semi-finals. Ace Gamers beat out Aimless because their aim was aimless. Ace Gamers saw their way into the semi-finals, which made our first matchup of the day. Ace Matrix were beaten out by the Old Gods, as Scythe Esports beat out Destined Esports. Now Therapy Esports versus Ace Gamers saw Ace Gamers completely clobber them in that semi-final, the first one of the day tonight. What the heck was that? Either way, we move forward. Old God versus Scythe Esports, what just concluded, saw the Old Gods drag it out all the way to a control game where they suffered heavy losses against Scythe. Brings us nicely into a final, Ace Gamers versus Scythe Esports. Ace Gamers versus Scythe Esports. What just happened here? Wondering what happened to my game. Still waiting for the lobby, man. Where's the room code? Alright, as I get my way into that room. Getting my way into the room right now, 1 second, for that final. Alright, going into that room for the final right now. Which sees Ace Gamers versus Scythe. I'm your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abu Dhabi, live from the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. It's 10 minutes past midnight where I am. We'll try and close this out tonight. Ace Gamers, easy win. Don't disappoint me, I beg. I can't take more of this. Can we just say your bets have gone so far? So far your bets have gone that way, Kissy. Do you have the Drake curse, maybe? The Drake effect. So whoever you say suffers an L. Either way, we're about to see a best of fives that culminated from the group stages. A best of five that culminated from the group stages to semi-finals, to to some certain destroy rounds that saw us see the collapse and the comebacks, then the collapse again. Therapy dropped Bot Force. Ace Gamers dropped Aimless. The Old Gods dropped The Matrix. Scythe dropped Destined for Therapy to finish off, or for Ace Gamers to finish off Therapy, and Scythe to close out The Old Gods. Our final has Therapy, has Scythe versus Ace Gamers. Our final has Scythe versus the Ace Gamers. This is it. You think so, Kissing? My guy, I honestly, if this turns out to be an L for Ace, don't show your face. Yeah, if this one turns out to be an L for Ace, don't show your face. Because by the way, I think I'm just gonna lose. I think I'm going to lose it. But I'm going to laugh my ass off. I will. I don't know. That will just be hilarious. I'm sorry. Either way, I'm certain Ace did not make their way all the way to the final on Superstition. Because the Book of Chaos, chapter 3 verse 1 and 2, it says, "We've come here in peace, to witness violence, not to partake in it in any form, nay, but to feed off the violence. We don't support the oppressors on Call of Duty. We feed off we don't support the oppressors or the oppressed. We feed off it. And neither do we tolerate those who dare seek peace on these grounds. We shall sit and witness Call of Duty unrest." Amen. Amen. It's that simple, man. It's not your fault. Either way, the final culminates nicely. Scythe face up against Ace Gamers. Ace, who also had to prove they earned their way into the final by beating out Therapy. Therapy Esports, they struggled, but they collapsed as well. Two pro teams face up. Hardpoint on Summit is the venue. Hardpoint on Summit is the venue. Hardpoint on Summit is the venue of this violence today. As the teams coming through up top, it's Ace Gamers up top with Scythe down below. Best of fives this final. Best of five. What we expect to see could be anyone's guess. Sorry, I'm trying to put my phone to charge. I was trying to put my phone to charge there. But what's coming up next could be anyone's guess. What's coming up next could be anyone's guess. If these guys will start. Hardpoint on the snowy Badlands is their choice. This time difference thing is killing me, man. The name is Eugene Abu Dhabi. These are your up and gunning weekly scrims, first one for the month of July. Your final sees Ace Gamers take on Scythe Esports. Final season. Ace Gamers take on Scythe Esports. You know there's a problem when the team that you predicted to win is telling you stop predicting. You know there's a problem when the team you predicted to win is telling you to stop predicting. Just stop it. Alright, mate? We appreciate the support, but just stop it. Oh my god. Oh man, that's actually hilarious, fam. It's actually hilarious. Right now we're going into Summit on Hardpoint. First matchup of this finals. The finals are a best of 5. Of course, the modes rotate between Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and Control. As we go into the final, this
Hardpoint identified.
is Ace Gamers versus Scythe Esports.
Hardpoint is
Early on the kills. And early into the hill, it's the Blues for Ace. Me trying to find an inch in there. Crypt holding the line. 2 slides through. Wrong DM. Caster stops Hispanic. 2 stopped in his tracks by Crypt, who was waiting in the wings. Me gonna try and slide and catches Crypt at the wrong time. The Yellows finally set foot in there. They get some scrap time in the hill. Scythe responding. Can they hold is the question. Can they hold the line? Me does well to defend from the outskirts. The man who shall not be named, with the Asian characters there. The CBR4 Leviathan sees me but dropped. 2 for the price of 1 dropped by me, who's holding the QXR. His weapon of choice so far has been effective throughout his gameplay today. Switch season. Freshly off the respawn but dropped. Frustration Pro Max delivered. But they're in the lead nonetheless. Then they're in the lead, Ace Gamers. Right now, 40-17 is the current score. 40-17 is the current score. You gonna try and find his way in there. Any inkling to exploit any weakness, as Scythe looking to make a statement that they have earned their place here. 20 points, easy to recover. 20-point gap, easy to recover. Not much of a lead, but it's still a lead. One worth protecting for Ace Gamers as the nade comes through from Hispanic, killing off Switch Season. Hispanic on the other side, gonna try and rotate. Gonna try and rotate early. Rotations are the word of the day. The word of the day. Weirdo and the man who shall not be named are in there in the next point. Situational awareness to hold and defend. Sees Hispanic. Hispanic hides just in time and wins the gunfight. But Weirdo backing him up in the wings. Perfectly positioned to try and catch anyone trying to make their way with that Annihilator. But so far, no targets have walked in. He didn't even get to use it. It's actually Sue who caught him. Where was Sue? Sue caught by a nade from Crypt. Jesus Christ. Complete and utter pandemonium as the point reduced to 30. Still in the lead, it's Ace Gamers. Right now, if they can hold a full 20, Scythe can return and catch up to level things. The Vortex gun doing well to do so, but now they might get caught on a hard part because the next hill involves a lot of rotating. It's all yellow there actually. Commentators curse because they sent bodies there pretty early and managed to hold the last hill as well. Crypt comes through, winning his gunfights. I may have spoken too soon because it was a little to no challenge for him to try and capture that hill. But me coming through, cleaned up by Casa. Casa as backup. You come through as backup in return. The trades heavily as desperate measures showing themselves on the side of Scythe to try and bring back, or rather take a lead for the first time in this matchup. And what they've done is level things, and for the first time in this hardpoint game, Scythe have control. I didn't say firm control because it's level again, 88, as they take back their lead. Ace Gamers. I'll say this for Scythe, at least they caught up. At least they caught up. They are putting up a fight. $110 on 88 as it stands. Elting. This cannot be. This cannot be. For Scythe, this might be a lag. For Ace Gamers, as it stands, they've taken back their lead. The contest comes through. Not a big lead of 20. Elting still out of it. Me still contesting. They are holding the line, but Elting is still out. Worst comes to worst, they're still trying to hold the line. Scythe Esports. It goes back the way of Ace Gamers. Ping is everyone's worst enemy here. Lag rather is everyone's worst enemy. Sue, the Switch Season rather, who loses the gunfight. Sue is waiting in the wings elsewhere with that CBR4. Dropped by the man who shall not be named. Weirdo on his end. I'll try and find someone by the corners, covering his corners well, but not fast enough for the gunslinger there. You on that pistol! Oh, ho, ho, ho. Light work! But caught by Weirdo. Either way, he gave us a show. Hispanic dropped. You fresh off the respawn, sees Switch Season. I'm gonna try and catch him off, but Switch Season turns it around. Reverse Uno. Elting, is he back? No, he's not. Proving to be a problem. Oh, he is. He might be. He just jumped a bit. I don't know, but that might prove to be a problem for the side of Scythe Esports. Underwhelming result there, but Elting is completely immobile. 140 on 124 is the score either way. Somehow, even with that one-man disadvantage, they maintained a gap of less than 20 points. And now Elting seems to be back. Hopefully for the long term. And now for the contest, final 5 seconds of that particular hill. 150 on 127 as it's a push and pull, push and shove.
Friendly predator missile inbound.
For this particular hill. Rotations. Before the scrap time starts, Casa is in there early. Weirdo comes in. Me will face up against Casa but dropped. QXR did not do much for him there. Elting and you now holding. Can they hold to bring this back? 150 on 135. With a chance. Full numbers. Sending bodies. Weirdo comes in to spoil the party. He's dropped. Casa will come through. They finally take it back. But the yellows still lurking. Still hunting. Elting goes in. Cleans out one. Casa is in there. You comes through and drops. Back up. Notwithstanding. I mean, Hispanic is in there. The yellows hold from Scythe to try and bring it back. They're still maintaining the 20-point gap. They're not staying back for long. They're still lurking. They may be behind, but not by far. And now, Ace Gamers trying to extend their lead by any means necessary, but the rotations may hurt Scythe. Now, the next hill, quite far. Blues, well, doing well to cover that area as Sue drops crypt.
We lost the lead.
Sue trying to find an inkling, an inch in there. By any means necessary. Elting will try and force his way in. Dropped. Me. Dropped. Weirdo doing well to hold the line. Sue is still lurking but dropped. Casa and a man who has no name. Currently in there getting scrap time on the hill as they approach the 200 mark. Ace Gamers well on their way to take a win on hardpoint. 200 mark. 150 is where Scythe are at. Elting back from his sabbatical leave of lag. Trying to find his way, trying to find his momentum into the game. The Krieg 6, the weapon of choice for Armed Hispanic, going to sneak his way in. Sneaky. Last 1 second, literally quite worthless there. But Casa drops him either way. Petty AF. The yellows will force their way into hill number 1. Elting. A very open hill. Anyone could drop from anywhere. This room is literally all windows. There is no cover. But somehow, Ace Gamers have taken control of this hardpoint game. 240 is where we're headed. Scratch that, 240 is where we're at as we're 10 points away for a win for Ace Gamers, their first step to taking a win this week in this final. Raining hell into the point. Hardpoint belongs to Ace Gamers. Hardpoint belongs to the Ace Gamers. Well done for them as we go into search and destroy now. We're going straight into search and destroy now. To start off, Scythe did put up a fight, but the momentum dropped at 140 points. I don't know what the change was, but the momentum dropped. We're going straight into firing range. Just gonna drop a message for these guys. Leave me alone. I'm all in Ace Gamers for the win. Keep say I'm back. Who won Hardpoint? Ace Gamers won Hardpoint, man. Ace Gamers just took Hardpoint. Ace Gamers just took Hardpoint. We're going into Search and Destroy now. Ace Gamers just took the win. I'm gonna try and nudge these guys to start already because it's pretty late where I'm at. 30 minutes past midnight. We're going in for Search and Destroy now. Game number 1 of Hardpoint went the way of Ace Gamers. Wasn't luck, it was convincing. A convincing win. Maybe Scythe had us convinced they might do it at the beginning. But where it was going, they had it. Ace Gamers had that one. Ace Gamers had that matchup. As we go in for the next one, this is Search and Destroy right now. Ace Gamers for this one, it's Search and Destroy, and they just lost one. Come on, what did he leave? What did he leave? What did he leave, man? Come on, man. This has the feeling of a final. Does it though, Ace? You trample these guys in the dying minutes of Hardpoint. You trample them entirely. Halo comes in as a super sub for Scythe. Halo comes in as a super sub for Scythe right now. Will it work? Search and Destroy on firing range is where we find out. Come on guys, let's start, man. It's pretty late here. Come on, let's start, please. Search and Destroy on firing range. Let's go. Taking a look at chat now. Kids say welcome back. We're going into Search and Destroy right now. Firing range is the venue. As we get this started, in blue, it's Ace Gamers. In yellow, it's Scythe Esports. Ace Gamers versus Scythe Esports. Ace Gamers versus Scythe Esports about to get underway right now. The countdown started. A favorite of mine, we're on Search and Destroy. Delivering the bomb.
Defend the objective. They have the bomb.
Delivering the bomb right now. It's Scythe. Halo, tasked with that responsibility early. The super sub. Dropped by Switch Season.
The enemy has
Ace sending a message early. You will go in for the challenge. Crypt stops him in his tracks.
spotted.
Casa. Gonna try and catch anyone peeking. Wrong side. Nobody home to receive. Two drops Crypt. Weirdo versus me. Weirdo wins the gunfight. Now the man, it's Sue who's left alone against Weirdo and dropped by Weirdo.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Wow, okay. Light work made by Ace Gamers.
Enemy has dropped the bomb.
Ace Gamers making light work.
Destroy the objective. We got the bomb.
Of Scythe Esports in that one. Still tasked with delivery of the bomb. It's me. The other side, Weirdo will be waiting in the wings. Me about to catch him. By the corner. And he caught him. Well done on his part. Halo traded in.
Spotted. Bomb acquired.
Bomb taken by you. The man with no name dropped. Drops me and Casa drops you.
Last man
In
standing.
quick succession. And yet again, I'm Hispanic. One man left against four. Scythe barely responding. The man with no name there. Oh my goodness.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Okay. Scythe. 2 games down.
Bomb spotted.
Ace Gamers sending a statement.
Destroy the objective.
Sue with a sniper.
We got the bomb.
Gonna try and catch someone in Script who's peeking. Nade going out. But not in time to catch anyone. Nobody home to receive. On the other side, it's Casa waiting in the wings. Switch Season dropped by Sue. May have peeked at the wrong place. So gonna try and go long again still. On the other side, Weirdo still firing off. It's Halo on the other side with Hispanic trying to go around. The man with no name still covering him. Drops Hispanic. Me gonna go straight at him. Meets the face of a CBR4. Shredded. Halo. Gonna go right at him. He finds cover. Takes down Sue. What? Are you kidding me? As Halo comes through and cleans him out, finally stopping his streak. That rampage.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
But Crypt closed out that round.
Defend the objectives. They have the bomb.
Scythe. Still no response. Halo takes down Casa. First blood this time round. Going the way of Ace Gamers, who just lost a man. Any trades? Crypt dropped by you. Finally a response, a resurgence from the side
Bomb has been planted.
of Scythe. Sue dropped by Switch Season. On the clock, Ace Gamers. Weirdo leads the charge but dropped by Halo, who was waiting. The man with no name drops you. Hispanic might make the mistake of peeking, but he catches him. Turns out it wasn't a mistake. Now one man left. It's Switch Season. With 10 seconds to make any move, and Halo catches him. A response, a resurgence
That round, but it's not over yet.
from Scythe.
Bomb spotted. Enemy has.
Yeah, I'm calling him the man with no name, man. The Asian tags. What am I supposed to say
Objective. Bomb acquired.
that won't sound racist? Casa drops
Bomb
me.
spotted. We got the bomb dropped.
Casa drops you. Poetic justice as he takes down Hallow. Should have stuck on his cam, man. As this time round, Ace Gamers shutting down any talk of a comeback. Sue meeting Weirdo, and Weirdo closes out that round.
Nice work. Get ready for the
Ace
next
Gamers
round.
want us to go to sleep. They heard my pleas. Ace Gamers heard my pleas. They heard my cries of how late it is here.
Defend the
And they
objective.
just want to close out this search and destroy matchup. And now two on the other side. Gonna try and catch anyone who peeks. Nobody home to receive. And Hispanic shoots into the dust. Casa trying to do the same. You drops Switch Season and Weirdo in one foul swoop. As suddenly Scythe threaten a resurgence. 2 for the price of 1. But Crypt putting the bomb down, putting Scythe on notice at the A point. Now to hold. Hispanic versus Crypt. He loses the gunfight. Now the numbers. Superiority fleeting. You drops Crypt. You versus the man with no name. He. Chinese characters dropped. Casa might face down the barrel of the gun and loses the fight with plenty of time for the defuse to come through from me. Scythe
Bomb defused.
reduce the deficit to 2 rounds.
But it's not over yet. Ready up.
Scythe reduce the deficit to 2 rounds. GG's, this ain't like the last match. Don't quit yet, they say. Don't quit yet. Crypt delivering the bomb this time. Crypt dropped by me. The SKS working overtime. The man with no name looking to respond but retreats. So looking to do the same on a sniper. Fredo is actually waiting just below, and they don't know it's actually, they do know. Hallow, wise to his act, drops him. No trades have come through yet as the makings of a comeback begin. Casa drops me. Man with no name drops Hispanic. The trades have come in. Commentators curse 3v3 as Hallow's dropped. You left alone against 2 men. Casa puts the bomb down. Switch Season bodyguard. You versus Switch Season. He retreats, but he had the shot. He knows he must do something. 30 seconds to take action, and Switch Season drops him.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Ace easy 6-2 win.
Defend the objective.
You might actually get one prediction right today, Kisei. Actually, it's Ronin Kodem who just made the prediction. Bro's shooting bodies. Ronin. It's not even Kisei who made the prediction. Casa carrying the bomb. Who? Caught by me! Counter snipe on the marksman. But Weirdo drops him instead. Weirdo dropped by you in return. The trades
Has the bomb.
coming through swiftly. Still, Ace Gamers lurking for A. They're lurking, looking for the A point.
The bomb has been planted.
It's a 2v4 now. Bomb is down, but the task of defending falls to 2 men. Hispanic retreats just in time. The man sneezes, he's dead. Will he give chase? He does. Oh, but he's dropped by you. Drew fire at the wrong time. Switch season. Could not defend at the right time. Oh, he does. He does. Takes you and Halo in one foul sweep. But the ninja defuse from Sue does well to keep them alive. Does well to keep Scythe alive. A ninja defuse from Sue.
Defend the objectives. They have the bomb.
Gonna try and catch anyone there. Oh, too quick. I'm Hispanic, gonna meet the challenge, but the nade catches Crypt. Kobe. The nade from Crypt rather catches Sue. Crypt still carrying the bomb and catches Hispanic as well. Me left to wonder. He's gonna see Crypt. Catches him on the SKS. Stops his advance. Stops his hunt, but Casa hunts back. Paranoia Pro Max, Halo, and you left alone to hunt back. Switch season carrying the bomb. Oh! Halo catches Casa with a melee. You suddenly stops in his tracks. Halo, waiting. You reconnects, but not making any moves. Halo waits. Oh! Retreats just in time. You catches switch season. Plenty of time to make a move. No moves left. Weirdo. And the man with no name still holding the line. You left alone. 1v2. Not insurmountable, but little time. And he loses the gunfight and loses the match. 6-3 is the score as we go straight into control. Straight into control we go. We're going straight into control now. Wait, what the heck just happened? Did they quit? Did they surrender? Okay, so no control. I guess that's a win. I guess that's a closeout. We're closing that one out. Well, I guess that's the end of that, because that swiftly brings Ace Gamers as the winners. Scythe did not see the need for moving forward with a control match. They have given up, I guess. I guess that's what leaving the room signifies. But yeah, it goes the way of Ace Gamers, who take the win overall tonight. In the up and gunning weekly scrims, I've been your Maestro of Mayhem. I've been your Maestro of Mayhem, Gabby. We'll catch you next week. Same time, same place. If you didn't get to sign up this week, remember you can still do so next week. Catch you on the flip side, guys.